What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, this is that bullshit. As you guys could tell on my channel, I haven't really been pleased with boxing. Now, we do have some good fights coming up. Fights like Sean Porter and Kell Brook. I'm really looking forward to that fight. That's a good matchup. You got two in prime fighters, fighters who are undefeated, and they both bring power and different things. So that's a good fight. And that's probably the fight I'm looking to most that's actually official and signed. Then you had the Rod Salka, Danny Garcia sacrificial lamb. I wasn't a fan of that. I made several videos and memes and stuff telling you that. And it looks like boxing is content just stringing together these bullshit fucking fights. So as you guys can see on BoxRec, shout out to BoxRec, Jermain Taylor is in talks, or it looks like it's official, because BoxRec doesn't always have correct information. Sometimes they have fights that aren't actually signed. But from my sources, I think it was on Boxing Scene, and just the sources I heard, this is actually a fight. Sam Soliman and Jermain Taylor. Now I want to spend some time, a little bit of time, because I'm not wasting my breath, talking about that bullshit, and just the scope of boxing. So this fight being made signifies to me Triple G is the baddest middleweight on the planet. Nobody wants to see him. You got Sam Soliman, who defeated Felix Sturm and is a title holder. He's old, but he's a title holder. And your first defense, you choose to fight fucking Jermain Taylor, who hasn't been relevant since he beat Bernard Hopkins, which was years ago. And Bernard Hopkins, let's keep in mind, has done a lot since then. He's defeated guys that were undefeated, just different stuff. He's about to fight Kovalev. He's done a lot, so a lot has changed since then. You gave Carl Froch a run for his money, but then you were stopped by Carl Froch. Just look at Jermain Taylor's recent history. He's 36, which in boxing is old. Now, keep in mind, Sam Soliman is older than that. He fought Juan Carlos Candelo. Fuck that. Who cares? Raul Munoz, I believe, had come up in weight. So that doesn't prove shit to me that you fought a guy coming up in weight and were able to stop him in 2 rounds. And you could just look. He doesn't have any significant names of note on his recent resume. The last one he does was Arthur Abram, who stopped him. And we've seen Abram have problems with other fighters as well. So really, he hasn't done shit. Jeff Lacey fell off too. That was his last, I guess, credible win. Jeff Lacey ain't done shit. Lost to Kelly Pavlik twice, who's in the courts constantly and drinking. No disrespect to Pavlik, but a lot has changed since Jermain Taylor was fucking relevant. So again, to me, Triple G is the baddest middleweight. And some people are like, oh, Ego, how can you crown Triple G? Simple, because what he's been doing, he's been active. He hasn't had the most impressive resume, but at the same time, you can't have guys like Keith Thurman and Deontay Wilders and Triple G who are claiming to be the best in their division, and nobody's really proving them wrong. Nobody's stepping up to the plate. A lot of people have ducked Triple G. At one point, Daniel Gill ducked Triple G, and then later on went to fight him. Martin Murray, they were supposed to fight, and then I think he kind of pulled out or had visa problems. Just different shit. So to me, Triple G is the baddest middleweight. Sergio Martinez got ran through by Cotto, who was coming up in weight. And without a shadow of a doubt, Triple G is the man to beat at middleweight. And when you have a title holder like Sam Soliman, who late in his career got this title or whatnot, and he's fighting someone like a Jermain Taylor who is really not relevant. It's like fighting Jeff Lacey, or, you know what I mean? There's a ton of guys who are washed up. This doesn't prove shit. It doesn't make any sense for this fight to be made. So to me, Triple G is the best middleweight. I don't really see anyone beating him. There's other good fights. He could fight Peter Quillen. I would love to see that, but I would pick Triple G to win. I pick Triple G to beat any guy at middleweight. I think he won't really ultimately get tested until he moves up in weight, deals with the Froches that might be able to take his power. That could be interesting. The Chavez Jr., who's big as shit. Andre Ward, who's very clinical and used to fighting guys bigger. Things like that. So Triple G is the man at middleweight. Again, some of you guys are going to dispute this and say, oh, he hasn't done shit. But when you got a guy who's saying he's the best, and in his division, he said he's trying to clean it out, and you got title holders who are going down the ranks to fight people like Jermain Taylor, who again hasn't had an impressive win or any type of win of note since Jeff Lacey, who currently ain't shit. Jeff Lacey ain't done shit either. You know what I mean? That shows you where the state of boxing is. I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of these fucking like powder puff matches. Like, I mean, people are really gonna ultimately be turned off very shortly. And Jermaine Taylor, there was high hopes for him at one point. He just doesn't have it. Like, he doesn't have the. He's kind of like a Zab Judah mental basket case. Like, you know what I mean? He could be winning a fight and still end up getting knocked out in the last round, like he did in the Carl Froch fight or whatnot. So I don't know. I really don't. He got stopped in the 12th round against Abram and Carl Froch, now that I think about it. So I just don't put much faith in Jermaine Taylor. No disrespect to him, but this is a bullshit match, just like Adonis Stevenson versus Campillo. Why on earth are we getting these fucking shots? Why are we getting, you know what I mean? Boxing is change. It's like people, you might as well give Mario and Luigi shots if you're just picking random names out of a fucking hat. Just anybody should give me a shot. Give me a payday. Like, fuck, I'll fight these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm sick of the bullshit, sick of this soft ass matchmaking that boxing has become, where you got title holders and champions who are fighting, and a lot of people throw Mayweather into this. I don't, just based on the fact of Mayweather. At the very least, he has longevity in the sport. He's been around longer than most guys. Him and Pacquiao, they've been around longer than most guys. So he's been a champion and undefeated longer than most guys. Plus, if you look at his resume, he fought Ricky Hatton when he was undefeated. He fought Shane Mosley off of a tremendous win against Margarito. He fought Victor Ortiz off of a tremendous win against Berto, who's still much younger than him, bigger than him, a southpaw. He fought Robert Guerrero when he had the little bullshit interim belt. He fought Canelo, who was undefeated and bigger than him, even at a catchweight. He fought Maidana, who would just beat the brakes off of Adrian Broner, was a champion in his division. So some people aren't happy, and they always like, oh, Mayweather started this, but really he didn't, because this particular matchmaking, Mayweather does pick his opponents, and it might not pick the fighters we want to see him fight, but he's still fighting people who are legitimately bigger than him or whatnot. Not Sam Soliman fighting a guy who's been washed up for years, you know what I mean? Or Adonis Stevenson fighting guys that lost recently and got knocked out recently by guys he ducked, like Campillo. So it doesn't make any sense. Let me know what you guys think of this bullshit and the matchmaking in boxing recently. I really wish someone from the YTBC would get elected into some kind of position where they can generate and make matches, because based on the comments you guys leave, I have 100% faith that you guys could put together a lot better matches than what we're seeing recently. Make sure you like the video. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off.